I'm sorry, Pastor Mike. Was the vacuum bothering you?
No. Don't be silly. No, it's fine.
Okay. Did you want the door open or shut?
Shut would be nice. Thank you.
A little help here?
What is it with you in the 11th hour? You've had all week to make notes.
Never mind. Forget it. Forget I said anything. I never should have asked.
I'm sorry, Pastor Mike. Did you say something?
I was praying for patience.
Well, you're gonna need it because your 1 o'clock is here.
1 o'clock?
Mrs. Lutrell? Should I send her in?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Obviously, I only know her in passing. But living next door, I have a good idea of what the situation is over there.
Let it go. Be here now.
Pastor Ainsley.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Lutrell, I'm sorry. Your neighbor. You don't know what's going on with your neighbor.
Well, anyone with eyes can see. She's got 4 kids, not a man in sight.
So you thinking she might be
A
divorced?
sex addict, yes.
Oh.
None of the kids look alike, and 2 of them are, mulatto.
Wow.
Can I please tell her to fuck off now?
Stop it.
What was that, Pastor?
I said, do you think she might be a widow?
Pastor, a widow, when you've been through that, you know.
Well, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Mrs. Lutrell, but I'm just not entirely sure I see the problem here, other than the perceived moral failings of your neighbor, which, let's be honest, is really more of a between her and God type of thing, don't you think?
The problem, Pastor, is that her fatherless, undisciplined little hellions over there keep pissing in my azaleas.
Oh, well, okay, that makes a little more sense. Have you tried speaking to their mother?
Of course I spoke to her. And honestly, she was very embarrassed, as I would expect someone in her situation to be. She told me she would talk to them immediately. A week has gone by. Nothing has happened.
And the urination continues?
Of course it continues. I caught 2 of them this morning shooting bumblebees off the blossoms with their little, tiny water cannons.
I'll tell you what. How can I pray for you during this trying time?
Oh, Pastor, I need an extra measure of God's grace.
You sure do.
You ready for this one?
Oh, I surely am, Pastor. Your prayers leave me feeling so uplifted.
Well, then let's pray.
Pastor, it is like God is whispering in your ear the exact words I need to hear.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mrs. Lutrell, until that extra grace kicks in, why don't you just stay in the Word and maybe focus on the love chapter in Corinthians, right?
I'm going to do that, and when I get home, I'm going to dig up those broken bottles I put around my garden.
Holy Spirit. Yes, Mrs. Lutrell, please do that. Jesus Christ.
An earthworm activity that breaks it down. So then you get that coloring of organic matter in the upper soil layer. The red mulch could be plastic mulch, which they sell down. So you never have to, it's permanent. So you put the plastic mulch on, it never degrades. But it's not increasing the organic matter in the soil.
I don't know, Dan. I think I'm going to have to defer to your wisdom on this one.
Well, okay. But it's going to be the front of the new building.
I'm sorry, Dan. I got another call. Hang on 1 second. Yes, please.
Pastor Mike?
What is it?
Deacon Glass is here for you. Pastor Mike?
Yeah, send him in.
Pastor Ainsley.
Mr. Mayor?
So how'd it go last night?
Well, we're sitting here talking, so... I was in and out and done. Let's just leave it at that.
So, did he beg?
You left this shit behind in Chicago.
Because you told me to.
You weren't ready to be done with it? Endless revenge on the cartel. You thought you were just gonna hit the road and never look back?
Hey, I got out. I was done. And then you dropped me right into Glass's pocket.
Yard's clear.
Check it again.
Copy.
You're good at what you do, Mike. Made a career out of it. Unfortunately, trouble finds people like you.
You're saying this isn't my fault.
It never did.
The implication was there.
Look, I told you to make it last.
I don't work that way.
I don't work that way. That arm's length distance you keep between us? You're the boots on the ground, my friend.
Pick up the phone! You gotta be fucking.
Let me guess.
I can't.
You're the good guy in your version of the story.
Here, take it. Take it. Take whatever you want. You want money? I got money. I got money. I can make you rich.
Checkered past, blown into town, the wrong place.
Take whatever you want. I don't care.
At the wrong time.
What do you want?
And now I've got you by the balls.
Who sent you?
So this thing that you did,
It's not what you think.
granting a quick and painless death to a serial rapist, that's your act of defiance? I'm truly perplexed. Where are your priorities, man?
Priorities? Okay, my priority is to pastor this church, not to facilitate your small-town political ambitions by getting rid of your rivals, no matter how outraged you pretend to be by their proclivities.
My niece interned for him. She was one of his proclivities. Yeah, me too couldn't touch him.
Fuck you! Do it!
I couldn't touch him.
I'm sorry.
What would you do? Blunt objects. That's all I've had to work with for years to keep this county safe. You're a scalpel.
I'm so sorry!
I had an encounter with fear recently. Do you know what fear does to you? It sinks its claws into you and it rips away your flesh. What you were meant to be, what you've built, what you've become. It's quiet, but it is violent. Like a pillow over your face, or a knife between your ribs. And maybe you'll live with it forever. Chained to a radiator in a basement, with just a little bit of light trickling in through a dirty window. Just the slightest inkling of what might have been. I said no to that. Not for me. I made a choice a long time ago. I got locked in that basement. Not anymore.